Classified by authority of the SCP Foundation Overseer Council. This document and all associated documents are the property of the SCP Foundation and are subject to the classification requirements and restrictions therein. This document may or may not contain lethal memetic defense measures. Attempting to access or disseminate this document without proper and sufficient authorization is punishable by death. Item Number: SCP-6224. Level 2 Restricted. Containment Class Safe. Disruption Class Flam. Risk Class Notice. Assigned Site: Site 26. Site Director: A. Keeger. Research Head: T. Spanyu. Assigned Task Force: Not applicable. Special Containment Procedures: Personnel who have watched or read officially licensed Neon Genesis Evangelion branded media are barred from employment at Foundation Site 26. This information is to be garnered through pre-employment interview screenings and the effects of SCP-6224 itself. Memetic Complex Absolute Taste Field has been proliferated throughout Site 26 for the purposes of discouraging viewing of Neon Genesis Evangelion and adjacent media. Personnel found to have consumed violating media are to be transferred to a secondary site chosen by Site 26's re-employment coordinator. Update: Following Incident 6224-01, Site 26 has been reclassified as a low-threat containment zone. Research efforts to combat SCP-6224 have been prioritized. Description: SCP-6224 is a phenomenon localized to Foundation Site 26, wherein any and all inanimate objects placed within a 25-meter radius of the facility will instantaneously alter their physical appearance and properties to become Neon Genesis Evangelion branded. Footnote 1. Neon Genesis Evangelion is a 1995 Japanese science fiction animated television series revolving around artificial humanoid robots and their pilots. Objects affected by SCP-6224 are designated SCP-6224-A. This process has occurred since May 13, 2006. SCP-6224's changes are superficial and do not alter the object's original purpose. SCP-6224-A largely retain the functionality of their original form, and no instances of an object's conversion have resulted in a non-working object. While most SCP-6224-A instances are not based on existing Evangelion-branded products, some bear a strong resemblance to ordinary merchandise available for purchase. Examples include pencils, food products, dehumidifiers, and power washing equipment. Footnote 2. A complete digital and physical archive of Evangelion merchandise is being constructed for cross-referencing purposes. Complications due to the scale of this project have moved its expected completion date to 2031. SCP-6224 has demonstrated a capacity to alter paratechnical objects or other Foundation-made equipment, such as containment cells, weaponry, and uniforms. SCP-6224 has not altered any anomalous objects or entities in containment, nor any living things within its proximity. Due to the largely unobtrusive nature of SCP-6224 to the functionality of Site-26 as an extension of the Foundation, the decision was made to continue operations as normal. Personnel who have viewed Neon Genesis Evangelion-related media. Footnote 3. The axiom this property is based upon is poorly understood, and what constitutes viewing has proven inconsistent in testing. And retained an emotional connection to the franchise are susceptible to a dazed state upon viewing an SCP-6224-A instance, which can last from 1 minute to 6 hours. Personnel in this state often fixate upon the object while relating a verbose, extended tirade regarding the show's importance to them or the world at large. Attempts to interrupt this process are typically met with success, though doing so often results in minor hostility and annoyance directed towards unaffected persons. This state is induced in less than 0.2% of encounters between subjects and an SCP-6224-A instance, but the high volume of instances inside Site-26 has led to an intrusive and distracting presence in the work environment. Addendum 6224.1 Instance Log. Examples of notable SCP-6224-A instances are listed below. SCP-6224-A Log. Object altered. 2006 Porsche Cayenne, personal automobile of site director Kiger. Description: SCP-6224-A129 has been altered to include a decal of Evangelion character Misato Katsuragi wearing a swimsuit in a suggestive pose across the left side of the vehicle. The hood has been decorated with the show's logo. A decal on the right side of the car reads, "I love Major" in a white font, decorated with numerous red hexagons. Object altered. 4 Hartnell water coolers, located in each of Site-26's break rooms. Description: the plastic jug of SCP-6224-A781 through A784 bears a nerve insignia. Liquids placed in the coolers take on an orange coloration through the use of several filters and coloring dyes pumped into the object. This does not affect taste. When water is released through the use of the handle mechanism, a speaker attached to the bottom of the object will play the series' opening theme song, A Cruel Angel's Thesis, at a volume of 95 decibels. Cessation of playback until the song has completed is presently impossible. Object altered. Site-26's director's boardroom. Description: the entirety of the boardroom has been altered to reflect the meeting room of the villainous organization Zila as it is depicted in the show. In place of chairs, several large monoliths have appeared, which users may speak into through use of a speaker and vocal encoding mechanism. Attempts to replace these monoliths have resulted in their reappearance. Object altered. Physical photographs. Description: any and all physical photographs exposed to SCP-6224 will be altered to depict Evangelion's characters in place of ordinary people. Characters are depicted performing the same actions and taking the same positions as those originally in the photo. This effect is not applied to digital photographs, leading to the use of digital identification badges site-wide. Object altered. Physical media, such as DVDs, books, and video games. Description: physical media is altered to become Evangelion related. This effect applies to the contents of such media as well. Live-action films become animated and feature heavy alterations in script to include a narrative involving Evangelion's characters while still retaining the tone of the original media. For example, a copy of How the Grinch Stole Christmas 2000, when played, depicted Evangelion's Asuka Langley Soryu in place of the Grinch, with Shinji Ikari taking the role of the Grinch's dog, Max. Similar alterations were found in a copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, which now featured the cast of Evangelion as playable characters. This effect does not apply to digitally streamed media. As a result, all physical media has been barred from Site-26. Object altered. Vinyl recordings of music. Description: similarly to other media, vinyl recordings are altered to reflect Evangelion's narrative and characters. This is most obvious in the alteration of vocals, but also in lyrical content, which reflects the series. An example includes American industrial rock collective Nine Inch Nails' Downward Spiral album.